Welcome to another episode of Real Estate, Real Life, Real Talk, Real Live with the Real Secrets of Money with your host, myself, Broker Damon the Agent. I'm happy that you all are here. I thank you all for being here. Today is Friday, July 25th, 2025. Wow, y'all, time is flying. Time is flying. Now, before we begin, if you have not already, please follow me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Please follow me. I'm still going to remain as Damon the Agent, so still follow me on that. I'm Broker Damon the Agent, also known as Broker DTA. But as always, we're going to get into the wonderful world of real estate. Now, last week, I talked about the 10 mistakes that buyers make when purchasing a home. Now, today, I am actually going to talk about the 10 mistakes that sellers make. Of course, we all make mistakes because we're all human. And these identification of the mistakes that people make is to help you all do better. You can always reach out to me. I'm always available via DamonTheAgent.com, which is also DamonSalesDMV.com. Please, excuse me, excuse me. Please always feel free to reach out to me. But let me get into it. The 10 mistakes that sellers make. Number one is overpricing the house. Yes, most sellers believe that their house is worth more than their neighbor's house. And in some cases, that's true. But in many cases, it is not true. Everybody thinks they have the best house on the block. That's why when open houses are done, the neighbors tend to come in because they want to size up the competition. But setting the price too high can cause the home to sit on the market too long and grow stale, leading the price to be reduced, which eventually can cause a lower sale of the home. So when a house is sitting on the market for a long time, it becomes a stale listing. But if you overprice the home, then you're not doing yourself a justice when people tend to say, oh, let's start up here and let them negotiate and bring us down here. That's not how it works. That's not how it's ever going to work and everything. Because when people see that a lot of times the house is overpriced, they sometimes believe that they're dealing with an unrealistic seller. And people will come look at the house to see what's so special about the house being priced as high as it is. But that's the number one, that's the first mistake that sellers make, is overpricing the home. The second one is failing to stage or properly prepare a home. Now, failing to stage or properly prepare the home. And when I say properly preparing the home, that means decluttering, cleaning up, removing outdated things that shouldn't be there. Trying to keep the house as organized and showing friendly as possible. There are many people who don't seem to understand, but they're living in a house and their house is a mess. Sometimes people become used to their mess. Because they become so used to their mess, they don't even realize there's a lot of junk and clutter involved. But a cluttered, dirty, or outdated space turns off buyers. Buyers will come in a house, look and see that it's a mess, and leave. They don't care that it's a big room. They don't care that the kitchen is nice. You have to keep your house showing ready. First impressions matter, and many sellers skip basic prep like cleaning, painting, or minor repairs, but yet they expect full price for their home. They're not understanding that you have to look at your homes through the buyer's eyes, and then you're only looking at it through the seller's eyes. So failing to stage or prepare the home. Number three, neglecting curb appeal. Yes, curb appeal. I have a house coming up on the market soon in DC. The house looks fantastic on the inside, but the curb appeal is terrible. I've already addressed this with the seller. I explained to them that you're expecting to get close to $1 million for this home. And when buyers pull up, sometimes they're not going to even want to go inside the home. I've been with many buyers to where once we pulled up, they didn't even like the neighborhood or they didn't like the curb appeal and they left. You have to understand that when people are purchasing a home, the way that the house looks on the outside is a representation of the homeowners. And a lot of times when buyers are potentially thinking about buying a home, they want something that's going to be impressionable to them, let alone their family or neighbors once they move into the home. So buyers often judge a home before stepping inside. Overgrown landscaping, peeling paint, or a tired entryway can hurt interest and value, and it does. Okay. Number 4, not hiring the right agent. Choosing an agent based on friendship or the lowest commission instead of experience and local expertise can lead to weak marketing and poor negotiation. And this is true. A lot of times sellers always want to know about the commission. How much is your commission? How much is your commission? And some agents are willing to take next to nothing, such as the company Redfin. That's a poor indication of that agent, because if they're not willing to negotiate their own commission, how are they going to negotiate on your behalf? So you shouldn't choose an agent just based off friendship. I do understand in some friendship, you might want to give someone a chance because they're relatively new, because we all have to start from somewhere. Just like I'm 20 years in the business. When I started, I had a friend who gave me the opportunity, and I'm very grateful to her. Her name is Nika Prey. I appreciate you, Nika, for always giving me the opportunity to help you. But sometimes what you got to understand is sometimes just because people got their license, don't mean that they're good. For example, many people out here driving on the highway, we see how terrible many drivers are out here on the highway. But guess what? All of them are supposed to have their license, but that doesn't mean that they're a good driver. The same thing in real estate. Just because someone has their license doesn't mean that they're going to get you the most money, or they're the best fit for you. You really have to interview people and see what their expertise and their experience is for you. Okay, number 5, trying to sell a house without an agent. There are many FSBO. You know what I'm saying? That means for sale by owner. The owner are trying to sell their home themselves. They're trying to cut back on commission. They feel like they can put it on Zillow. You know, with the internet these days, they think that, oh, I can do this myself. I don't want to pay commission. But here's what they don't understand. In 85% of the cases, I think it's 85 to 89% of the cases, most FSBOs end up selling their house for far less than they would have paid on a commission. Let me give you an example. Let's say the house is priced at $400,000 and the commission is 6%, $24,000. In many cases, instead of selling the house at $400,000, they'll eventually sell that house for less than $350,000, which is way more than the commission that they will ever pay to a real estate professional. But sometimes they think, I don't want to pay this, I don't want to pay this. See, the problem with so many people out here is they're so concerned about what they pay that they're not really that concerned about what they're making, meaning they don't compare the two. They think, oh, I'm saving thousands of dollars on here, when they're really losing more money than they actually think that they're saving. Sellers often underestimate the time, strategy, paperwork, and legal risk involved in selling their home alone, and a typical net less than those who use an agent. Number 6, hiding or failing to disclose issues. Not being honest about defects or skipping required disclosures can lead to lawsuits or lost deals after inspection. Meaning, for example, I know someone who bought a house. Well, I don't know them personally, but this is a story that I heard. Someone who bought a house and the seller failed to disclose that there were water damage in the house. And after they bought the house, they found out. They found out through the neighbors. They found out through the county records and everything else. They ended up suing the seller. So in many cases, seller needs to be honest about what's going on with the home. If they don't know, they don't know. But if they don't know, can cost them if they don't disclose it. Number 7, being emotionally attached. Sellers may take feedback personally, overvalue memories, or resist reasonable offers because they can't emotionally detach themselves from the home. So when buyers are showing the home, if they say, oh, that the house is junky, if they say, oh, the house is overpriced, and sellers don't like that, if they say certain things, you know, they become so, oh, who are they? You understand? What you have to understand is feedback is good for everyone, even us as people. If we have an accountability partner to tell us where we go wrong and to help us to become better, that is growth. That is something that's going to help the seller to actually sell. So being emotionally attached hurts sellers because they can't seem to receive constructive criticism that's going to help them eventually sell their home. Number 8, limiting showings or making it hard to view. Now, this is very critical. There are many times where people are in a home and buyers want to see a home. And sometimes you will have sellers that say, oh, no, come back tomorrow. But here's the thing. 9 times out of 10, the buyers are not going to come back tomorrow because the buyers are not only looking at that particular home. Sellers need to keep in mind that buyers have many options to choose from. So anytime that a buyer can actually view a property, it is best to allow them to view it right then and there. If a seller tells a buyer to come back, the buyer many times are not going to come back. Being flexible with showing times or requiring long notices turns off buyers and can, I'm sorry, being inflexible with showing times or requiring long term notices turns off buyers and can reduce your pool of offers, meaning that the less people that see your house, the less people that's going to make an offer on your house. You want to get as much foot traffic as possible coming through your home in order to sell your home. So always being flexible and allowing people to see the home when they schedule a showing is very critical. Limiting your showings and making it hard to view means limiting your options as far as getting an offer. Number 9, poor quality photos or marketing. In the digital age that we are in, most buyers find homes online. Low quality photos or weak descriptions can cause buyers to stroll right past your listing in many cases, meaning I, as a professional, I always hire a professional photographer. But I have seen when I've been having buyers to look at home that some agents will go in there and use their actual phone because they've been sold that Samsung is the best phone, iPhone is the best phone, or whatever phone. And they think they do good pictures, which they do good pictures, but they don't get all the quality, they don't get all the angles like an actual camera would do. So in order to give yourself the best opportunity to chance, you have to have the best photos on your property. And number 10, rejecting early offers too quickly. Many sellers think early offers are too low or that better ones will come later. In reality, serious buyers often come early, and the first one may be the best one. So a lot of times, and I've heard that too. If an offer comes in, let me use the example I used again. Let's say the house is priced at 400,000, and an offer comes in at 385. Some sellers be like, "Nah, I don't want to take that. I feel like another one's gonna come in later." 2 months go by, another offer has to come in. Then they want you to reach back out to the original offer. But by that time, they have already made an offer on another house, or in some cases, have already gone to settlement. What you have to do is always negotiate the best offer for what you get, especially if you get it soon. You cannot limit yourself by thinking, oh, something's going to come sooner. Come better afterwards. The reality is what you're dealing with right in front of you. Having strong negotiation skills and being realistic in your expectations tend to help you sell your home better. This is not HGTV. This is not Redfin or Zillow. You have to work with what's in your market right now and with your real estate professional. Having open communication and having an ear to listen helps you to get the most for your house as possible. Now, these things are the 10 mistakes that sellers tend to make when they're selling a home. I'll be right back. All right, all right, all right. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining me right now. I am pulling up the house of the week. Now, and again, if you're not following me on all social media platforms, please do so. All right. I have a house of the week that I want to show you all. And this is not my listing, but I want you all to contact me if you're interested in this house. I thought that this would be a very good home for you all to look at because at one point in time, I was looking at this home. All right. Here we go, y'all. This is the house of the week. If you're interested, let me know. If you like it, let me know. All right. This house right here, you all, this house is in Montgomery County. Stunning, right? I actually had visions of buying this house a couple of years ago. Now, this is a lovely house. Look at that. This house is in the millions. Please inquire within if you're interested. Look at that kitchen, y'all. Double oven. Look at that islander. It's one of the bedrooms. Wine cellar. Spa with sauna. Exercise room. 4-car garage and court. And this is the in-law suite. Separate apartment living. Recreation room. This is the rear terrace. This is the view of the pool and the cabana. Look at this at nighttime, y'all. This is I had a vision having pool parties here for the 4th of July cookout, and I still plan on getting a home similar to this in the future. And when I have my pool parties, select few will be invited to come over and first of all grill. I got Tunde that's gonna come over and grill. I got Cat and Chew that's gonna cook. I got some more people that I know going to do some things for me. We're going to have a good time. Look at the basketball court. Everybody knows I love to play basketball. I play tonight. Yes, look at that. And the lawn care is something that was very critical. This is the area view. Very nice. Golf course on it and everything. So yes, y'all, this is the house of the week. All right. I hope that you'll like that. If you're interested, let me know. If you want something similar, let me know. That house is actually in Montgomery County. So I just thought that was a great one. So you all, I'm coming back with my topic. And my topic of the week is protect your peace. Protect your peace. All right. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you all are staying cool because this is supposed to be especially hot today, especially in the DMV area. But I know this is summertime, y'all. I go to Vegas in a couple of weeks. So on August the 15th, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be on now. I'm gonna have my laptop with me, but I don't think I am going to be on August the 15th because I will be out of town. I will be in Vegas on that particular day. Now, today, y'all, I want to talk about protecting your peace. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And in so many areas of our lives, we're having our joy, our peace taken from us, because the devil doesn't want to see anyone happy. They want to see no one thriving. They don't want to see you doing well. They don't want to see you smiling. The more you smile, the more you are a threat to others. And I mean, when I say others, meaning those who want to see you miserable. See, there are so many people that will spread lies about you. There are so many people who will talk bad about you. There are so many people who will smile in your face but stab you in your back. And there are a lot of people who don't want to see you happy, y'all. I'm talking about a lot of people. Whether you believe it or not, you don't believe me? Start telling people in your circle what your goals are. Start telling your family or friends or even your coworkers what your dreams are. Tell them that you're happy in anything, whether you're happy working out, whether you're happy with your family, whether you're happy in your relationship. And I guarantee you somebody's going to find something negative to say. And what I say about that is you have to learn to start setting boundaries and eliminating certain people out of your life to protect your peace. See, there's a lot of noise outside. Just like if you ever go somewhere where they're lighting a lot of fireworks, or if you go somewhere where it's a big crowd you always hear a lot of noise. That's why it's so peaceful to move away from the crowd and go somewhere by yourself, or to go like on a beach somewhere and enjoy the peace and serenity of the water. The peace and serenity of the water calms the mind and eases you. But the noise of the crowd is irritating. And what I'm saying to you is, in this life that we live, We have to learn to protect our peace because peace is priceless. And whether you realize it or not, people will try to take that priceless peace from you because they don't want to see you happy. So I say all that you have to be very mindful and critical of those around you who don't support you, for those who don't compliment you but always criticize you, for those who don't support you but always take from you, from those who seem like they're in competition with you when you're not in competition with anyone but yourself. You have to be mindful of these people, y'all, because these people will take you down. See, learning to protect your peace is learning to be stress free. See, when your peace is not protected, you have all sorts of anxiety, you're stressed out, you're dealing with drama, because that's chaos and confusion. And that's the devil. That has nothing to do with God. You have to learn that, just like Jesus says, when it was a storm and he was calm and Peter was panicking and he had to tell the storm to stop. But at that moment, he was peaceful. Peter was not. The same thing goes on in our life. We have to learn that throughout the storm to remain calm and to be peaceful, because protecting your peace is priceless. And if you don't learn to protect your peace, others will disrupt what's going on and create all types of chaos and confusion, just like the storm did. And even in the midst of a storm, there's always peace to be found. And in the midst of all the tragedy and all the things that we go through, there's always a blessing and something good to come out of it. So learn to protect your peace, because your peace is priceless, and your peace is your sanity. And your sanity is what many don't have. There are many people out here who they've lost it one way or another. Protecting your peace will tend to help you to move how you choose to navigate and move. But don't let others disturb your peace. You have to remain cool, calm, and collected in the midst of it all, because people don't want to see you happy. People don't want to see you successful. People don't want to see you thrive. They want to see you just like them, miserable, unhappy, and just surviving. It's a difference for those who are thriving and those who are surviving. And some of it has to do with them protecting their peace. And some of them have to them losing their peace, losing their mind, losing their control. Protect your peace, y'all, because it is priceless. And if you all are not following me on Instagram or Facebook, please make sure you do, because on Mondays, I do a thing called Men's Message Mondays. I call it M3. I send a message to mostly men, because there's so many support groups when it pertains to women, but it's not really that many when it pertains to men. So my message a lot of times is to men, but it's universal. So Monday, of course, I'll be doing my Men's Message Monday. On Tuesday, I'll be doing a Zoom call just talking about the importance of life insurance for a lot of fellas, because a lot of times many men die and they leave bills, they don't leave a legacy, and they don't leave a policy. So we have to change the narrative for a lot of things for our future and everything. But check out my Mondays, Men's Message Mondays, because it's about the fellas, protecting the women in their circle. So protect your peace, y'all. Just like I'm going to be talking about protect the females in your circle to men. All right? Coming back with my recap. I'll be back. All right, y'all. If you're not following me on all social media platforms, please do so. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Threads, Snapchat, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Please make sure you're following me on all those. And again, protect your peace. So I'm going to move backwards. I'm going to just recap the protect your peace, y'all. Listen, your peace is priceless. And the more that you protect it, the less stress you'll have, the less anxiety that you will have. Okay? Protect your peace always, because there are people out there who want to see you miserable and want to see you unhappy. Protect your peace. And that means sometimes if you got to set boundaries, if you have to isolate yourself and be away from those who are causing the most chaos in your life, learn to protect your peace. All right. And then I did my recap on the 10 mistakes that sellers make. I'm going to go through it real quick just to name them, but I'm not going to go into details because I already did. So Number one, overpricing the house. Number two, failing to stage or prepare the home. Number three, neglecting curb appeal. Number four, not hiring the right agent. Number five, trying to sell without an agent, like what FISBOs do. Number six, hiding or failing to disclose issues. Number seven, being emotionally attached to the home. Number eight, limiting showings or making it hard to view. Number four, poor picture qualities or marketing. And number 10, rejecting early offers too quickly because you feel like another offer is actually going to come in soon. Listen, you all, I'm here to help in any way possible. Please check out my website, damontheagent.com. You can always reach out to me at 240-694-6460. You can call or text me anytime. I'll be glad to get back in contact with you. Listen, I thank you all for joining me. I pray that you all have a great, great day. If you have any questions about anything when it pertains to real estate or in the financial world, please reach out to me. I am here. Thank you, y'all, and have a great day. Talk to you later.